EV sales will continue to grow throughout the decade, with Canalys forecasting that EVs will represent 48% of all new cars sold in 2030. Rapid growth will continue as more electric vehicles launch and governments set and maintain policies to stimulate EV production and sales. Reducing range anxiety with increase in performance and charging infrastructure will be vital to entice more buyers. The automotive industry is currently facing crippling semiconductor shortages, so managing future supply chains and production systems to cope with the growth will be make or break for any electric vehicles strategies. Tesla forecasts 2021 sales would grow by more than 50%, implying a sales total of at least 750,000 cars. The company also said it expected annual sales growth to average about 50% over the next several years, and said deliveries of its semi-truck would begin before the end of the year. Tesla is facing competition from automakers such as Porsche, BMW, Audi, and Jaguar for its luxury Model S sedan and Model X SUV, along with competition from Chevrolet, Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, Nissan, and now Ford for its lower-priced Model 3 sedan and Model Y SUV. But the Model 3 and Model Y are now the mainstay of Tesla's sales, accounting for about 90% of its global sales in the fourth quarter. In Europe, Tesla is encountering increasing competition from Volkswagen, Renault, Hyundai, Daimler, and the other manufacturers that have introduced improved and more affordable electric cars. Some of those models are outselling Tesla's Model 3, which had previously been the best-selling electric car in the region. Volkswagen is accelerating its plans for all-electric vehicles in a bid to become the world's most desirable brand for sustainable mobility, a title arguably already owned by Tesla. The German auto giant said more than 70% of its Volkswagen brand's European sales will be EVs by 2030, up from a previous target of 35%. In the US and China, it expects half of its sales to be EVs by the same time frame. Volkswagen said it plans to spend about 16 billion euros or 19 billion US dollars for investment in the future trends such as e-mobility, hybridization, and digitalization by 2025. The automaker also plans to make autonomous driving features widely available by 2030. BMW is aiming to have more than 7 million EVs on roads by the end of the decade, 2/3 of them being pure electric. It will launch 5 pure electric vehicles by the end of 2021 and additional models in the coming years, resulting in a portfolio of 25 EV models by the end of 2023. Mercedes-Benz outlined plans to purchase more than 18 billion British pounds worth of electric vehicle battery cells by 2030. It is aiming to have 130 pure electric and hybrid vehicles on offer by the end of 2022 across its portfolio of brands. At least 10 of these models will be Mercedes-Benz. Daimler expects electrified models to account for 15 to 25% of the brand's annual sales in 2025. Group Renault is notably involved in collaboration agreements with Nissan and Mitsubishi Motors. Both agreements have projects related to EVs under its Drive the Future strategy plan. Renault will offer an electrified version of all models by 2022. Nissan is aiming to launch 8 new pure EVs by 2023 while fine-tuning its hybrid models and selling more of them. It expects to sell 1 million pure EVs and hybrids every year from 2024, with key markets being Japan, China, and Europe. Nissan is only planning to offer 2 of its new EV models, the Leaf and Ariya, in the US at present. Volvo's EV strategy is headlined by an ambition to get 1 million electrified cars on the road by 2025 and to ensure that pure EVs and hybrids collectively account for at least half of sales by that point. Competition in the United States is heating up too. Ford Motor recently started delivering the Mustang Mach-E, an electric sport utility vehicle, and Volkswagen said that it will introduce an electric SUV, the ID.4, in March. Both are eligible for federal tax credits that no longer apply to Tesla cars, making them more affordable than the Model Y. GM made headlines with a commitment to become carbon neutral in operations and products by 2040. The business owns Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, and Wuling. GM has forecast that EVs will account for 40% of market entries in its largest market, the US, by the end of 2025. Coming to the Asian OEMs, in addition to the aforementioned Toyota and Nissan, Honda has perhaps one of the most ambitious portfolio electrification plans in the industry globally. It is planning to only sell pure electric vehicles and hybrids in Europe from 2022, an ambition that initially had a 2025 deadline. Honda also have GM build EVs for it with GM's Ultium battery technology. It will invest $6.7 billion by 2030 to achieve this vision. On a global scale, Honda is aiming for EVs to account for 1/3 of its sales by 2030. Korean automaker Hyundai, which owns Kia, offered just 3 EV models in 2019 and clocked up around 60,000 vehicle sales across these models. By 2025, it is planning to offer 16 pure electric and hybrid cars and to sell at least 1.1 million hybrids and 560,000 pure electric cars annually. Finally, in China, the world's largest auto market, NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto are known to the US investors, but they are not big players in China from a volume point of view. Apart from all the global OEMs such as VW, GM, and Toyota, etc., BYD, the automaker and battery manufacturer, backed by billionaire Warren Buffett, sells 26 EVs per hour, while Tesla sells 42. It has a joint venture with Daimler to produce a brand called Denza, and its electric buses are in use in Scandinavia, with electric garbage trucks on the streets in California. Geely, the owner of Volvo Cars and 9.7% of Daimler, will manage models based on its open-source EV chassis base and dubbed Sustainable Experience Architecture, as well as partnership with Ferrari Future, Baidu, Foxconn, and Tencent. And there are so many Chinese OEMs that we cannot cover in this video, such as FAW, Dongfeng, Chang'an, Great Wall, Chery, etc., plus a number of EV startups. We may make a separate video to cover all these Chinese OEMs. Tesla has been an innovator and a frontrunner in developing the EV market. It has disrupted the automotive industry and has proven that EV can be a viable alternative to internal combustion engine vehicle, not only on performance, but also commercially. When the world starts to believe that EV would possibly replace internal combustion engine vehicles in the next 20 to 30 years, all the competitors are getting ready with ambitious plans in the EV industry, even include new entrants like a tech giant, Apple. Tesla will likely lose its leading market share, but it will continue its growth in a market with bigger size and keep demonstrating its innovative strength. Thanks for taking your time watching this video.